What's up with y'all, fam? All praise to the Most High. I'm coming at y'all with a quick little video. Uh, I said I wanted to do a part two to the video that we did yesterday, but I got a different video in mind that I kind of wanted to do. I kind of was just taking notes down on some videos that I wanted to do. So I got like 3 more videos coming on after this, and we still gonna go into about war and all that stuff. But I figured I want to just hit on topics that I sort of could kind of like do and like sort of like I can do myself in a sense, if y'all get what I'm saying. Basically, like topics that I see that nobody's doing, or breakdowns that I see nobody's doing, and breakdowns that I know that'd be helpful for people that's then like coming into this truth, the little ones just like me coming into this truth new, and that's gonna need like the certain advice coming in new. I know some of us gonna be just bun rushed with our the war news and all that stuff, and um, the destruction coming on earth and all this stuff, and Jesus gonna come back and do this, just a whole bunch of stuff like that. But it's not really the the stuff that I was kind of seeing that I kind of was probably gonna be looking for. Just coming into this truth, the things that's gonna boost your faith, the things that you're gonna encounter when you first coming in. Um, the spiritual warfare, all that stuff. So them the kind of things that I want to just deal with. And like, all right, the the battles with your own temptation, with you trying to become a new person, with you stepping in your new heart and your new spirit and your new mind that you've been given, and then you battling with that against the flesh, and then you realizing that battle. So it's like a tons of just things that you know the little ones going through when you first stepping into this truth, that I kind of wanted to hit on those topics, because of course you're gonna hear about the judgment and all that and what's gonna come and all those things. And those things is like, I guess, and even just knowing about like how you know the earth was created, the stuff about that, the truth behind that, and then like those his mysteries and things, those things are cool. But it's like I was like into those things, like I still am into those things, those wondrous things. And I praise the Most High for those wondrous things still. When I look up at the moon, look up at the sun, and look up at the sky, and just knowing like this is truly the Most High's creation. And I'm still wondrous about those creations. And you can be too, there's no problem with that. But it's things you should be focused on. Like, yeah, you want to learn about those things, but you also want to learn about those things that's going to help you on a daily basis, just the things that you're going to be going through night in and night out, day in, and you feel me, all that. So with that being said, it was kind of like when I first came into this. All right, so this basically started off with a preset. You feel me? 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 13. It says, no temptation has, or, oh, that's the English standard. Hold on, cuz man, I ain't got no problem. Do what you want to do. You feel me? However the Bible get translated for you, this book of guidance get translated for you, this history book. You feel me? However you get down with it. You feel me? Whatever translation worked for you the best. But I'm sticking with the King James or the New King James version. I'm cool on the other. But there have no temptation taking you, but such as common to man. But God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but with the temptation, also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So, with me just coming in to this truth and just learning about the history and all that, and the first thing that it was, um, my dad had sent me his a playlist about Hebrew Israelites and all that stuff. And he said he got his DNA tested and all that, and that I was Hebrew. And I was going around like goofing around. I was still going off in the world and all that stuff. And I was just goofing around, like running around work, like I'm a Hebrew, I'm a Hebrew. And I was just telling everybody like I'm a Hebrew, I'm a Hebrew. And I still didn't even know what that truly meant. And I didn't really dive into it, I would say, until like that November, mid-November. And I learned, and Learned about it in like that, I would say that August going into that September, because I was stepping away from just that universal stuff and that universal knowledge and all that. Because my sister had gave me the depths about that stuff, and I went and explained about that because I was like, I can show y'all like literally the uh, this is that universal thing that they trying to push out, and how they was telling everybody to open up your chakras and do all that. So, and that's the cabal, and there's like a Jewish ancient Jewish tradition, all that, and basically another form of just on some witchcraft shit, or that you would probably title this, and just talking about opening up your chakras. You got people when they say open up their inner self, their inner peace, and all that, and I didn't really know what that was, but my sister had told me like, yo, they using this cabal, this some shit to open up people's chakras and quote unquote open up people's things, and that's how they let in, you feel me, the enemy and all these spirits and all that stuff get into them. And I was like, that's not how they doing it. And she told me, and the cabal was like something. It was like something evil, like, and I'm like, what? And you see, it says the universal meaning of the cabal, and I was like, she sent me the breakdown and how it was basically used, like how Satan and all that shit was using, and I was like, yo, you're capping. That's not, you feel me? And I didn't think she was capping, but I was like, that's wild. But literally, like I was saying in the last video, I be already hip to things, and I really don't be capping about it, because I was, like I said, the thing I was seeing about, I was watching the Fifth Wave, or just that night before, I was looking up, all right, I'm looking for a movie, watching the Fifth Wave, and like I said, in that movie, they was talking about an EMP going off. Literally, the next like 13 hours on the phone with my boy, get a headline, um, America is, or U.S. is warned that a cyber attack can happen. I'm like, what? Like, and I just seen that they could literally in this movie, the first thing that happened was an EMP attack. Da, 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 da. And it be things leading up like that. And then it only take the third time for me to confirm it. And that got confirmed 3 times because I was talking about it with my brother already. We was talking about an EMP attack literally the week before. Then, all right, next week, watching the movie, first thing happened, EMP attack. Third thing, then we got an EMP. Like, they dead ass coming out saying they're gonna do a cyber attack. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, how? And how is that just things be linking up like that for me? If y'all, if it sync like that for y'all, if y'all be syncing up like that, you feel me? Y'all let me know. But that's how things be going for me in general, and that's just how I be kind of just linking up things. So with this, it was like she was explaining it, and she sent me the thing. All she did was send me the picture, and I was like, wow, that's wow. And they call it a mystical interpretation of the Bible. So a different set of thing from than what actually Judaism was, because Judaism, I think, is like the roots of like Christianity and all that, and then you had people twisting it and tying it and doing the other things with it and taking away from it and putting paganism and all of it. But the roots of it is Judaism and Christianity, I believe. And I'm sure in my knowledge and me seeing, that's what the Hebrew Israelites and everybody, how Christianity was formed. And Christianity is basically the same thing, but it's just like it's got the Gentiles warped it. You feel me? But that's what believers was called. It was called Christians, and then they just kind of took it, wrapped their things around it, and then now we got people today that don't like thinking of themselves of like Christians and all that, but not knowing it's just a term of just you were just a believer. That's what they just called this because they didn't have nothing else. They even didn't want to call us Nigeria with the word nigger and all that, because they had to start calling you nigga, because if you was being called nigger and you would have linked that up like, damn, you see Nigeria and all that, you feel me? It's kind of, and they start saying black, all that. So it's kind of like they warped a lot of things, you feel me, and twisted their own things. And with this is the same thing. And then what brought me to it was I like anime. So I was like, all right, what can like I was seeing if y'all know Naruto. Naruto uses Naruto they use something called the chakra path system. And that's how their power system is made and all that stuff. And it's basically like it's like quote unquote it's sort of like the use of the cabal or something like that, but they use like a chakra system, unlock their chakra pathways and all that. So I was like, damn, that's like the cabal and all that stuff. And I was like, wow. So then I found out that Kishi, like, but the way they use it is like chakra is used in like a form of like, I guess you would say good. You feel me? And that's how they describe it. But then his brother, Kishimoto has a brother, and his brother uses the same thing, like a chakra pathway system or and all that, quote unquote, another use of the cabal. And his brother made an anime called literally Kishimoto Old Partners, Old Part Hunters. And I looked up, and his name is Seshi Kishimoto. And usually it's always two brothers that do manga or two people that do manga. So that's a very common thing. Like me and my brother write manga, and like, but I don't think nobody between me and him is doing some wild shit. I don't think we are. Like, I think it's just very normal. But it says he is best known for 666 Satan, which is serialized in a monthly shonen gang, whatever. And that's basically what the not basically saying that's what his name was known for, but that's basically what his manga was called. And as you can see, it's probably going to show it. If they do, I want to see if they do. And if they say, yeah, Kabbalistic traditions and Judeo-Christian demonology. And I was like, for its plot. And basically, and look, it says it right here. Kabbalistic tradition. Kabbalistic tradition. Like I said, Kabbalists and Judaism and all that. So literally another form of how they was like using that universal thing. And I was like, damn, he used it kind of in like a evil way or just a weird way for his manga. And then Kishimoto used it in a Naruto, chakra pathway system, and the way they treat chakra is for like a good way. And I was like, wow. And that kind of blew my mind. And I was like, wow, right there. That's kind of like how I put like two and two together. Like, oh yeah, that shit gotta be wicked. Like, and leave that shit alone. So right after I got hit with that, and that's what I'm saying, things was linking up in a weird way. You feel me? You probably like and gotta do that. You feel me? He'll put it into your understanding for where you can understand. You feel me? You probably don't got that out of world knowledge. You feel me? But he trying to give it to you to where you understand it. You feel me? And that's how it was. Like, it was like he was trickling pieces to get me to where I was at, to where I'm at now. And now it's like I'm thankful for that in all humbleness. And just now it's like, all right, you feel me? He's still doing it, but it's like in the right way, sort of. So, and it was like, but he was trickling because like, all right, what can I do to make this like, what can I, can't get your kid, you got to get your kid to understand something in this way. You feel me? You might be so damn closed minded. Even like you said, you might think you really woke. You feel me? I thought I was really woke, and I can't even say like I was on that. I couldn't, like, I just woke up. I ain't gonna hold you. Like, I just seen something, and it made me realize, like, just thinking that I'm truly humble about it, and I'm thankful for it. All praise to the Most High. I made this snap, and I was like, I feel dead inside. And then, literally, that's the day I watched some videos and some breakdowns, and found out what it truly meant to be alive. And that day I confirmed, like, I'm alive. And I was like, that's wild. Like, and that's alive in the spirit for real. And I'm thankful for that. So it was kind of like I had to separate from this universal thing and all that, and just coming into this truth. You feel me? You got to be aware for those things. Like, you can't really just be trying to mix different doctrines and things like that with this truth, but then you tie yourself up with something you don't want to be tied in, and then next thing you know, you got all these just wicked things going on with yourself. You feel me? And you don't want those things going on. But that's kind of like how those things took place, and how I got away from just the universal things and all of that. And those things is like, those things was everywhere. You feel me? Because when we all woke up, literally, just in that year, or just that 2 years, or that year before, we was all on the universal wave. You feel me? It was all on that. You feel me? And you still got some people on that. You feel me? Some people not even just referring to God. Some people just, and my dad had a talk with me, and he was like, why would you go to the playground and the creator made it? So people ask the playground, you feel me, the creation, for help, but not the creator. And it's like, I started thinking about it like that, like, wow, that's all the way true. Like, people, you got people that say they get these signs and they see these things, but not knowing it's the Most High sprinkling them down for you, and they think it's just the creation playing a part. The creation has no role. Like, that's all doing from the Most High. Because if He's doing the creation, that means it comes from Him first. Like, literally everything that you think is going on, really, top dog, truly top dog is in control. Everything. You feel me? And I had to learn that. When you think these miracles, when you think things is summing up, and you think like things is coming like this, how did this happen? How did this happen? It's really the top dog. And we had those moments, and we was like, that's only God. That's only God. And then we really don't really know, like, truly, that's really God. Like, it's really God, man. So with that being said, no temptation, and all, like, just the things that's common between all of us, we go through the common same things as men. Feel me? I don't know for women, as I don't really know, but I know as men, we go through the same things with these, with just going through this truth. We're going through these temptations. I know some of us, when we came into this, we was, or just know, we still are. You feel me? Tempted by lust. You feel me? Tempted by money, um, all that, just these worldly things, and we fighting those temptations. So it's like, you fighting those temptations, but they common. You feel me? And that should give you a sense of comfort that you're not the only one doing this. And I didn't explain this a lot. I probably put this in in my last video. I know I put it on Snap a lot. That find comfort in, like, these things are common. You feel me? So like I said, and then that next step of comfort comes in, but God is faithful, and to you. You feel me? Who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you're able. So literally, everybody's going through this, and but you not. This is not something you, like, can't get over. You feel me? You can get past these things. You might think you can't. You feel me? But if anything is possible with the Most High. I know y'all didn't already heard that verse. I'm probably gonna pull that up. But anything is possible with the Most High. Don't even, like truly, I'm learning that, like, literally, to just say, like, if I got God, it's easy. You feel me? It's truly easy. You feel me? And that gave me sort of a comfort that literally I can't say, like, if I got my mom, if I got my brothers, if I got my dad, you feel me, if I got that. No, if I got God, it's easy. You feel me? Not if I got, you feel me, the people around me. And of course, I'm appreciative of the people he put around me. You feel me? But if I don't got, like, God make it easy. You feel me? He make it easy, and He got faith in you. You feel me? So, oh, don't let me go start with the, you feel me, man. But with the temptation will also make the way of escape that you may be able to bear it. So these temptations that we face, we can make it's a way to escape these temptations. You feel me? Oh, don't let me start. But there's a way we can escape these temptations. And with that being said, when I was like coming into this truth, and I was still smoking, and I was planning on probably getting the wine bottles and start doing all that, but I ain't even touched all that because I'm not really, I don't want to get, I'm really not a fan of that stuff no more. And after I got my whooping, you feel me? That's what I call it. You feel me? Let me chill on it. You feel me? But after I got my whooping, I was like, nope, I don't want no more of it. I don't even want to touch it. You feel me? I'm out there. I gotta chill. But listen, when I was going like just through it, and like my last time just smoking, I was like, all right, what took the stress away and just took like the thing away from me just not having to smoke no more? It was other things like um writing my, or just focusing on things that I actually wanted to do. You know, focusing on things that you actually want to do take away from just, all right, you don't feel like you gotta smoke or you don't feel like you need a drink. You probably gonna find more comfort in doing something that you actually love doing. And one of those things was streaming and just connecting with people, because that kind of like let it ease off you, and like just sitting there being able to talk to people, connect with kids and all that stuff, and just be able to talk about things and open yourself up. And that's kind of like what I like, because I was like, and I kind of fit the goal that I wanted to have, just to help these kids. And once I started that day, like my last day smoking, I was kind of like going through it, and then I just realized, like, and I was just saying, I appreciate y'all like so much. And I tell them I appreciate them so much, because it's like they don't understand. Like they bring a sense of comfort too, with me not, you know, taking away from me smoking, and taking away from me not um, going go needing a drink and all that. Like if I had a bad day at work or something, and I prayed, and and still things, I just needed some just type of relax. You feel me? Of course, the words in the scripture definitely gonna give it to you. God gonna give it to you. And if, yeah, all right, just say if I needed a whole, you feel me, relaxation. All right, we take the word, we get the word in, we get some breakdowns in, and then all right, let me go talk to the boys. You feel me? That's how I think about it. And I go talk to the guys who stream. I play the game with them, let them know about what's going on in the world. We talk. I open up to them. You feel me? And it's like it's a cool thing that's going on, cool vibes. And I was like, that's what they say now, just cool vibes. And I was like, this is kind of like that escape. So I believe, but that temptation will also make the way of an escape that you may be able to bear it. Like that's what I truly believe was my escape. Some you got people that work out, focus more on their body, controlling the flesh more. That's another good substitution to just stepping away from those temptations, that lust temptation and all that. Um, Best way, getting off your phone, clearing out your mind, start focusing, start renewing your mind with different things. You don't even want to basically be seeing girls. You feel me? Just take your minds off girls. Don't even be thinking about them. Don't even have a way to see them. Delete your Instagram if you got to. I didn't deleted my Instagram and Twitter multiple times. I didn't have my Instagram and Twitter deleted for like as long as like 6 months, I think, at a point in time in my life. So you also got to learn, like, you can't be on social media and all that, because social media is wired. Literally, I've been on Twitch. They don't even, you can be on Twitch and all you trying to do is, connect with the fam, play the game, chill. And all you got is people, girls showing up, speed dating and doing all type of weird stuff, hot tub and all that. And it's 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. You can go in there now. So Instagram is programmed to do that too. Facebook is programmed to do that too. Twitter is too, to throw that stuff at you late night, because that's what they want the kids actually to be on. And that's kind of sick for them. So you just got to be aware of those things, and you got to know, like, all right, If you really want to step away from those things, it's a better substitution. You feel me? And God got faith in you to overcome those temptations. And the presets and telling y'all, the words of God definitely lead y'all. It'll lead y'all. So let's go into another preset. I think I want to go with that for real. Isaiah 33:6. And wisdom and knowledge should be the stabilities of thy times, and strength of salvation, and the fear of the Lord is his treasure. So literally, and I got another preset I want to put up because I was going through this same thing. And I'm gonna go to Proverbs. Fear of the Lord, beginning of wisdom. So literally, and hold on, we had that tied in. So it says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So when you stepping in and gaining all this knowledge, and you gaining all this wisdom, the number one thing you probably gonna be thinking like, dang, this is truly like the things I do. And I was going through that, and I was like, it started to feel like a burden, and I didn't like that feeling. So I went to my sister. I kind of got some information from her, and she gave me a faith boost that was out of this world. You feel me? And I needed that. Then I started watching more videos. And I ran to Darby, which is great. Like, bless Darby, man. I'm thankful for him. Like, truly thankful. Um, and if y'all want to check out the videos and stuff I'll be watching, I'm gonna leave it in the description below. The Enlightenment for All um, playlist. But literally, I was thinking like, dang, all I do is like wisdom, and I take in knowledge, and those things I was like praising before. And I was looking back, and I was like, what happened? Like, why is things changing? And I was going through battles, of course. So I was like, all right, I gotta be aware. That's the enemy trying to, you feel me, revert my mind and try me have it go back in the world, you feel me, and try to change my mind about thinking about this stuff. So I'm like, all right, I can't go for that, you feel me, because I know this is what I love, you feel me, this is what I like, this is the things like taking in its wisdom and knowledge. Then I had to start thinking about it different, about the Bible, all that, and I still had that world knowledge on the Bible, you feel me, them things feeding in the back of my mind, like, you know, this not what it is, you feel me, you can't believe this and all this stuff. And you had those things because that's what you believed before. And that's when I was like, all right, I started watching videos, and then I started just going back on what I was seeing, like the videos I was making, and going off my beliefs and all that stuff. And I was like, this is the work of the enemy that's going on, first of all. And then what else? This is my knowledge. I mean, this is my knowledge. I knew these things once before. We all knew these things once before. We all knew it was Israel. So they reverted our knowledge, you feel me? Reverted our wisdom and all that, and put it into this worldly shit, this music, all that. And that's where some of us is getting our knowledge from and wisdom from these puppets. And that's where most of our, like, that's where it was coming from. So I had to start thinking like, nah, because my history's in this book. This is truly the history book, not the history book we was given in school. And they gave you like, they didn't even give you any history about what was going on in the Bible in school. So I started thinking about it like that, like, all right. And then I started hearing it more, and I want to tie that in. Let's tie that in with a preset right now, because hearing it more is something that needs, like, I want to touch on. So Romans chapter 10 verse 17, and I just finished the book of Romans, or the letters of Paul, and I love Paul. I love Paul. Like, I can say I understand why everybody loves Paul. So, and I love Paul because it was truly just is something like I didn't think that's what I was gonna be diving into. I thought just off the title it was gonna be about the Romans and all that stuff, but it truly wasn't, man. But it says, "So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God." So literally, like I was saying, the things I was hearing, so it helped me fight the enemy and the things that I was going on, because I was like, all right, that can't be what's going on. Then the things I was hearing and people saying like this the history of our people, and then I was like, yeah, I'm just saying the Hebrew, all that. And that's another thing. I feel like I got too in depth with just knowing about, like I said, the baby steps, knowing that you're a Hebrew Israelite, all that stuff. You feel me? You will get, yeah, that's cool to know. You feel me? But you don't want to just go fully diving into it, because that's only the baby steps. Like, yeah, you know your history, you know your lineage and all that now, but it's more. It's like 90%, 80% more to that. Like, that's just the baby steps, for real, for real. Truly the baby steps. And I had to learn it. Like, you don't want to just feed into those baby steps and then, you know, it'll kind of just have you walk for it. So you want to just, take it in slow, understand, all right, I'm a Hebrew Israelite, you feel me, from Israel. This was the people they was talking about. They was lying about it too. All right, I understand. That's cool to know. Even with the DNA, you can get your DNA checked and all that. You can see your DNA probably revert back to Nigeria, over there in those islands, and then you understand that's where they was coming from when they ran. And I was like, all right, this them the baby steps for real. And I know that's a kind of a lot of paraphrasing and all that, but if you just know the stories and things that was going on, I'm pretty sure that was between like Exodus and just in the Old Testament. That's what I'm gonna say, and just how we was traveling through Egypt and all that. But and through, I'm pretty sure it was yeah. But if I'm misinterpreting that, definitely in the comment section, let me know, because I don't got no problem with being, corrected on anything. So I was hearing those things and I was like, all right, this is my history. You feel me? And that's how I started thinking about it. Like, and then it was like, yeah, Quan, it's your history. Like, this is your people's history. And they didn't never tell you. And you could have literally never been told this. Like, I could have still, and that's why I say I'm so thankful. You feel me? And we really not deserving of it. You feel me? Because I didn't know my history. I didn't know my lineage. I didn't know none of that. I didn't know where we come from. Even certain people say you just from Africa. No, that's not even the full. That's truly not it. You feel me? That's not it. There's more to that. You're not just from Africa. You're not even probably from Africa. Like, you gotta do your DNA and all that first of all, and then you feel me? And say we from Israel. Like, in the book, we got lied to on countless things, and then we're coming into this. All right, having just that battle, I remember me going against it, because the thing is, I wanted to prove it first, because I wanted to say, all right, if I'm a Hebrew Israelite, you feel me, and all this stuff, the best thing to do would be on the outside of it first. All right, go against it, see if you can prove it wrong. You feel me? So that's the things I was doing. I was watching videos about people saying, all right, we're not Hebrew Israelites, all this, we're not that, we're not this. And then, like, I came across this one dude, and he was saying that we not Hebrew Israelites and all that stuff. And I kind of had broke the video down, and then like I was like, well, there was a lot of infactual things, and I was like, all right, then we might be Hebrew or Israelites, because if you got people that's out here saying we not, but then you got even rappers mentioning it, and they always had rappers mention it, but they didn't ever say nothing about it, or they kind of just fluked it. You feel me? Because they even had Kodak say something about it, like, but Kodak didn't really say nothing too heavy about it. You had Kendrick say something about it. You had Kendrick mentioning Deuteronomy 28, and that's basically the verse for explaining our slavery and all that, our captivity, Israel's captivity. So these people knew about it, and you got other people that knew about it. So I was going against it at first, and I was going against what they were saying, and then I seen more people that was saying we were, and I was like, all right, I got the information going against it, and I fact checked that. I basically broke that down. I was like, all right, that's not, it's not enough. You feel me? It's really not a whole. It's too much information saying we are to say we're not, basically. And that's where I was like, all right, we are. And then, like I was saying, I still had those battles coming in late because that's the baby steps. You feel me? That's truly the baby steps with it. But I was hearing it again to help me out. And it's about what you hear. So it says, so then faith cometh by hearing, and the hearing by the word of God. So when you hear like these things, like hearing, watching videos, doing all that, that's what's increasing your faith. You feel me? When you plan just a breakdown, you increasing your faith like that. You can be listening to this video right now. You can be watching my other videos. That's probably increasing your faith. I don't know. You feel me? Whatever it does for the people, um, I'm thankful for the, all praise to the Most High. You feel me? If I'm able to do that, I'm able to do that. But I know it comes by hearing. Well, just in my situation, whatever I hear, you feel me? You take those things into account. And like I said, it's even better when you writing it down. Because when you writing it down, it's like you take it and then you plan it. You feel me? And like print it down. So that's what I was kind of doing, and then that kind of like brought me like back to my senses and got me back into like fight mode with this thing, because I was going through these battles, man. And I'm like, you gonna go through these battles while you in here, and it's a lot of things that's gonna just like steer you off and try to take you off the pathway. But you gotta be tunnel vision. You feel me? You gotta know what's going on. You feel me? You gotta keep aware. You feel me? It's a having that sense of awareness of what's going on, and just not saying, all right, forget it, I'm about to go back into the world, I'm about to start doing all these things, I'm about to just say, you feel me, freak it, you feel me? And I could have asked, even could have reached out more, you feel me? But I was like, I want to keep, you want to just keep, or for me, I want to keep that relationship between, or the things that I got going on between God, you know? I don't want to just have everybody in the mix of what's going on with me and the things I'm going through. But like with this video, I felt like if if I'm gonna go through these same things, you feel me, and not tell nobody, and we got people that's gonna be waking up on a daily, little ones like me, then I should be able to at least tell it, to help out, because I know they probably gonna need help too. And like I said, you're gonna go through breakdowns and breakdowns and hear about God doing this destruction, Jesus coming back doing this, Yahshua, all this, Israelites and all that stuff, but you're not gonna hear like the battles and all that, and the things you're gonna be going through on a daily, the temptations and all that, the battle between the flesh and all those things. So if I can speak on those things, I'm gonna speak on those things. So, and it comes from just hearing. And that's what got me straight again. So I was like, all right, I'm cool. And then it was let's go with Timothy. I just recently ran into this preset. First Timothy verse 1, chapter 1, verse 19. Holding faith in a good conscience, which some having put away concerning faith made shipwreck. So like I was just saying, you holding your faith, holding on to it, you feel me? You gotta hold on to it, and having a good conscience, you feel me? And which some might reject, and that's what I'm saying. And when you reject that thing, you go against it, and it could cause a shipwreck. You can really be just turned around and swerve right back into the world. And I was like, I already knew it wasn't no coming back. You feel me? Once you put your, I think that's a verse. Let me put your hand into the plow. Ain't no put your hand into the plow. Let me get that verse up. Okay, get your hand into the plow. Plow. Yup. Let me get that. And it says, is that King James? And Jesus said unto him, no man hath, and it's Luke chapter 9, verse 62. And Jesus said to him, no man having put his hand into the plow, looking back, is fit for the kingdom of God. So I already knew. And, just going through these battles, ain't no looking back. Once I put this book up, once I start reading, I'm listening to these breakdowns, you feel me? And I truly believe this thing, ain't no looking back. Ain't no going back into the world. I didn't stop doing a whole bunch of things. it would be foolish for myself. I would feel fake inside. I don't even know how I would do it if I went back. You feel me? I would just, I don't know. Like, and I'll be praying, and those things can happen. So I was watching those videos and seeing how brothers was falling out the truth, how they was doing that, and I was fearing like, yo, I don't want to do that. Like, I don't want to fall out of this thing, like, and that's the fear. That's the fear. That's the fear. And we about to tie that back in with just I did get away from that, and that's truly the fear. And I was like, I prayed, and I was like, it's this fear that's over me, and I don't know what it is, but it's a fear that's over me. But I want to tell y'all, it's the fear of just knowing. I feel like it was the Lord being there and the Most High being there, and I didn't realize it the whole time, and it took me so many times, or just took me time to just realize it. And just being in that universal thing, just thinking things like warp up and connect and doing all that, and I never was the one that thought like, or just believed in like or what they say, coincidences. So even with that, that's what I'm saying. I didn't believe in coincidences and things just happening and just things being in sync and all that. And you kind of just like, yeah, things in sync and all that. But you might not know that's really the Lord, the Most High, lining those things up for you. And I was like, everybody see it like that, and I just don't understand. And it was like a fear that was just upon me. And I was like, bro, what? Like, Lord, what's this fear? And I'm like, let's go right to it. And that's Proverbs chapter 9, verse 10. And this is for me. Like, I still think it was this. I don't think it was nothing else, because I know the difference of the fears the difference of the fears that I go through. And like, I'm not no, feel me, I'm not no superhuman, none of that. Yeah, I go through fears and all that, and I pray upon them, and we all should. You feel me? That's how I see it. But it says the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the holy is understanding. So I was like, once I seen that precept, and I read the book of Proverbs, like the whole book, like after that, and I was like, Lord, is that what it is? Like, it's the fear of the Lord. And I was like, the fear, like what? It's fear. Why am I fearing you? Like, and then it was like, because you don't want to go back. And I think it's a lot of things you want to make sure you stand in the right. And once you realize like how left you was, you feel me? Then you understand that fear. And then when you coming into just that knowledge and just that understanding, and like it was saying, I was learning so much. I was watching breakdowns, and it was just like, it felt like it was only a matter of time till I got hit with it. And then I ran into literally this preset. And like I said, these presets should give you comfort, understanding, faith boosting, all that strength. Like, that's what these presets should do. And it started, I believe it started with this, and it said, like I said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Like, and truly, when you starting off and you starting to learn these things and you start fearing, and I was like, fearing, like, what is this fear? And it was like, just knowing that he was always there. Truly, knowing he was always there, and he was faithful through literally watching me doing the most wicked shit. Like, literally the most wicked shit. And you just be like, wow, like, man. And it's just like, it's the beginning though. It's the beginning of the wisdom, and then the knowledge of the holiest understanding. And I was like, I'm still kind of even getting used to this. And the knowledge of the holiest understanding. It's still things that I'm getting used to. Like, I don't fully know the breakdown of how grace works. And I was just talking to him about that. Like, I don't really know how grace works. Like, it's things I don't know. But you want to talk about those things and your prayers and all that. Like, I'm learning that too. Like, to just be more open. Like, you don't got to be like a certain type of way, a repetition way, and all that. It's like, be open. You feel me? I had to learn that from my sister. To just, talk. It ain't nothing. It's just like I said, you can't treat them like the one father, the one mom, you feel me, that you hit up, you feel me, when you need something, and then like, yo, da 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 da, you dialing up his phone because you in need of help. Nah. And then you want to talk to him, and then you open. You feel me? No, be open with him all the time. And I'm still learning those things. And like I said, this is a journey that I'm taking all y'all on. So with me telling y'all this, I hope that y'all can take this in, relate, and y'all do these things too. So, but like I said, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And like, if that's in that verse, let me see if that's in that what we was just. Let me, yes. And then tying that back in with Isaiah 33, chapter 33, verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge will be the stability of your times and the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And I'm still learning that is, but it's like once I seen the fear of the Lord is his treasure, it brought a sense of comfort. I was like, I'm still trying to figure it out. But once I seen it said the fear of the Lord is his treasure, and I'm like, I'm still trying to understand it, but it's like I'm understanding it at the same time. It's truly weird. Like it's a difficult process to talk about and just understand, because it's like, it's something that I'm going through, and I just hope that y'all can just relate and just, in the spirit feel the same thing. But it was like, all right, wisdom and knowledge is gonna be the strength, you know. And I knew that just coming in. This is a mental thing, you know. We not gonna be able to fight the enemy on a physical level. No way, shape, or form. It's gonna be on the mental level is where our battle is gonna be fought at, and just in the spirit. You feel me? So it's gonna be the stability in these times, especially, and then just learning about the strength of salvation. I'm still coming to just conclusions and all that stuff about that, and then the fear of the Lord is his treasures, and I'm like, just another tying in about the fear, and I'm like, all right, the thing that I said about the fear is love. It's truly a sense of love and a sense of just like your dad, he not want you to go in the wrong direction. You feel me? It's just like watching, like I said, I hit up my pops and I was like, I think it's just like he watching his children, and you just watching. It's just like watching your children just do things, and you trying to push them in the wrong, like push them in the right way and everything you doing, and they still being disobedient. They still can't see it, and that was me, you know. And like I said, I believe that the Lord, he'll show it to you in every single way. Like he'll try to give it to you, like even like I said with anime. I like anime and all that. So it's like, all right, he gonna even try to give it to you in the sense of things that you like. You feel me? Even in the things that you don't dislike and the things that you're doing, he's still gonna try to just leave the things out for you so you can pick them up. But it's up for you to pick those signs up and understand and come to those conclusions. Like you just gotta have a sense of just judgment about it. And I know there's an actual word for it, like just for that judgment, but you got to be able to perceive those things, and take in those things and have that wisdom. And I got a high IQ for that, because I do it all the time for like just people, just not in being a boasting manner and just being humble as possible. But I take, like when I look at people, I take the good and the bad from them and try to apply them to myself, you know. And I'm doing that around me, so I'm observing, like basically, yeah, you observing things 24/7 and just being aware and knowledgeable about the things you're going through 24/7, and know and understanding. It's a deeper meaning behind things, so you got to just have that knowledge for real, for real. But to just go in even more, um because it's a lot, man, when you diving into this. And that was just kind of me, just when I was learning, gaining faith, and then just going through those battles at the same time, and how I kind of got back into the groove. Like, all right, these is just, I mean, I'm still trying to get back into the full groove of just like how I was doing things, taking notes down, you feel me, and just hearing things and applying them to myself. Because you want to hear these things, these presets and everything, apply them to yourself. That's how you strengthen yourself, and that's how you build upon, you feel me, the spirit and your temple. All right, so let me see what. Yeah, just Romans chapter 15 verse 4, where everything that was written in the past was written for. Ooh, that's the Berean study. Hold on, chill out. For whatsoever things were written for a time, were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So, like I was saying, these scriptures, these verses, these precepts, they're supposed to give you hope, patience, comfort, you know. And I didn't even know that. I started taking notes of them, and I started saying them in my prayer, you know. So I started remembering them. And then when you had these things, like I said, when you seeing these things come to pass in the world, and these prophecies come to pass, you got like earthquakes and all that thing. That's kind of it. You learn right there too. It's easier right there to just kind of, all right, like I said, you got everything going on with just in Israel and Jerusalem, and they having like earthquakes, the pestilence, and hot sauce 19 hitting there, all that. They number one in the world with it. And our first thing that came to mind, Luke 21:24. All right, time of the Gentiles will be for to the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. I'm gonna actually bring that up, but that's kind of like how you want to just start just growing with the presets, and applying the presets to your everyday life. And it's easier to just see it when you learning and watching those breakdowns about the world and what's going on. You feel me? It's easier to just take those presets and apply them. But those presets about like boosting up your faith, the strength, your prayers and all that stuff, them is the presets you really want to start applying and putting into your daily life. So it says, they shall fall by the edge of the sword. It shall be led away captive into all nations. Talking about Israel, vote, you feel me? Vote, you feel me? And it says, Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And I was just talking about that last video about their times being fulfilled right now. That's why they're having these earthquakes, number one in COVID and all that stuff, hot sauce 19. Um, them trying to rebuild the Tower of Babel, and literally right after that, like 24 hours less, they got hit with two earthquakes. You can't tell me that's not the Most High. Like, nothing but the Most High. And it's even with this war that's going on right now. The times of the Gentiles is being fulfilled with this war. With Ukraine, Russia, they're tied in with that too. So it's literally a ton of things that's going on with them just, going through this. And I was like, that's how you kind of like, it's easier to just, see these end time prophecies and all that stuff and link them up with the world and remember them like that. But you want to remember these presets, too, the ones that boost the faith, you know, and strengthen you while you're going through these battles. So, um, what was that? Yeah. So, for whatever things that are written aforetime, were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of scriptures might have hope. And the thing is that, like, this was written from Paul, and literally, like, you would have things written from Paul, and then you would have things like written, like, literally. All right, see, you got Second Timothy right here. All scripture is God breath and is useful for instruction, for conviction and correction and training in righteousness. So you literally have other, you feel me, prophets and all this saying these things, giving account about these things and these presets. So that kind of give you like another faith boost. Like, if, all right, if he was saying it too, you got Paul saying it too, then you go to Second Exorcist, that's not even in the Bible. You feel me? Don't, like, them books not even in the Bible. They saying it too. It's like, wow. So these presets and these, you probably should be probably finding comfort in these presets of just, you gotta it's not probably finding, but you gotta want comfort. You gotta actually, do those things, like write them down, read, look at them at least every day. You feel me? Pray about some. Even the ones that you didn't said, like, again, you might need that preset, just to go again to strengthen your day. Say it again. Even if you gotta say it every day, that might be your favorite preset. Say that preset again. It ain't nothing wrong with just you know, doing your own thing, and that's what I'm learning too. Like, yeah, you probably is watch a breakdown and do all that, and people tell you do this and do that, but you gotta learn to have to do things your own way and grow in your own way. And I'm still learning that too, and that's having discernment and all that. So I'm learning how to just have things in my own way, just for to better myself in the future. Like I was saying, just I was talking to the Most High, and just I'm looking at myself, and for some reason, I'm looking at myself in June. Like, how can I just, like, the person I'm gonna become in June, and the person I'm like, I'm not focused right now, of course. And I ask to just have patience and have this thing being took it day by day. But I'm not focused on my battles and everything, my feelings and everything, just for the day. If anything, I'm focused on the foundation that's already laid out. You feel me? Which is, the Lord, having His trust, having His love, and His love for me. You feel me? And understanding that's the foundation. Them the things I'm trusting. So I'm not trusting my feelings that I only got for the day. I'm not trusting my battles that I only got for the day. I'm not trusting in those things. I'm not feeding into those things for real. I'm looking at past those things and looking at how I'm gonna be after those battles. You feel me? And how I'm gonna way out to be in June, July, and all that. So you want to keep that on your mind too. And with Second Ezra 16:76, not 16, I keep saying that. Chapter 16, verse 76. And the God of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord God, let your sins not weigh you down, and let not your iniquities lift up themselves. And that's home hitter. You feel me? Because you have these sins, like I said, you think back on them, you probably still do them, and like today, you might take a drink, you might smoke some, do something like that. But if you keeping the commandments, you keeping the precepts as best as you can, you know, trusting in the Lord, I believe, you feel me, you can just get taken away from all your sins, taken away from all those things you don't like. And it says, let not your sins weigh you down, let not your iniquities lift them up. So you keep your faith still built, your foundation, the faith and all that. You keep that in the Lord. You keep that in the love for Him. You keep that love and you keep it in yourself, and you have that faith, like I said. That's tying in with good consciousness. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. Holding faith and a good conscience, which some have cast away, cause shipwreck concerning the faith. So literally, that's not even what I wanted to read. Holding faith and a good conscience, which some have put away concerning the faith, have made shipwreck. So literally, you want to keep that holding on to your faith, holding on to it, so you're not going back into the world and just being a whole shipwreck. You don't want to be that, Even if you do, I understand that some of us still, take a smoke, take a drink, and do all that. So we still have some iniquities by ourselves and still do some things, but don't let those things keep you from just hinder your faith. Still keep faith as long as possible. As long as you can, keep your faith in the Lord. And I got faith, and anybody going through their battles, they can come away from all those things. They can come away from all their temptations. Those things will be past them, and they be looking back at it, and it'd be like waters. And that's how I look at my stuff. It'd be like waters, and I won't even be worried about those things. Same for the people that's going through it. So if you're going through it, feel me right now, like I said, keep your faith strong. Keep it in a good conscience, all that. You want to be taken away from those things. Take these actions, pray about them in your presets, take them down, and I got faith in it. We just seen God is faithful. He's faithful for you to get away from these temptations and for you to bear it and have an escape. You got an escape, and that's literally the first verse we put up. But God is faithful. Literally, it don't get no clearer than that. God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. So it's not something, these battles, your temptations, it's not something that you can't get through. You feel me? But will, with the temptation, also make a way to escape that ye may be able to bear it. So you can definitely get through whatever, you feel me, temptations, fears, whatever y'all going through. It's able to get past you feel me? And I got tremendous faith in that. Those things I pray for my guys, for my family, all that. And that's not to just, just be like boast about it than anything. But I truly believe it. You know, I think we all can be taken away from these things, these worldly things, this working, this slaving, this use of just drugs and all that stuff. I think we all can be taken away from it, and it's just only a matter of time. I mean, it might not be right now. You know what I mean? It might take a few like a few months, maybe some years. Who knows? You feel me? But when the Most High, you feel me, when He got His plan set and He want His people away from it, I think everybody gonna be away from it, and that's how I think about it. But I'm gonna have to see it. You know, we're gonna have to see it. So, but and don't take that and be twisted with it, cause like I said, that's a burnished brass man with our likeness. And I'm paraphrasing that because I don't know the precept, but don't just think, you feel me? You gotta think of Him just like your father, your regular father. You feel me? Don't just think we just can just abide in our sins and think we're not doing nothing wrong and think it's just gonna be all cool and games. You feel me? That's not going, like, I just had that. You feel me? And like I was saying, I can't be two foot in. You feel me? I couldn't just be able to just say I'm about to turn up, you feel me, get some smoke and do all this, listen to that wild music and then try to come back into this. It wasn't gonna get down like that, you know. I'm learning too much to just even come do those things and then try to come back into this. Like, nah. Um, I think I want to go into these presets because with just Romans chapter 13 verse 8, and this is another thing that I'm kind of learning right now. Oh, no man anything but to love one another, for he that love one another has fulfilled the law. So truly, the love for one another, and I think the end of wisdom, the true meaning of wisdom, and the true meaning of just, you know, you have these commandments to follow, and it literally just says right there, love is like loving one another is fulfilling the law. And I believe what just the true meaning of wisdom is love. And that's what love truly is. And when you're able to just have that pure heart, you know, that heart of just that caring heart and that sense of heart where nothing can just, you know, you got things that bother you and all that, but it's like it's a pure heart, a true pure heart. It's not the love that you're talking about that you get with a girl and get from those things. No, I'm talking about actual true love, what it means to actually love. And that's something that I kind of like, I wouldn't say seek, but I seek a pure heart. You know, I want a pure heart to where I don't have no iniquity and where I'm not thinking about anything negative towards nobody, even with the thoughts. Like, I don't want to think about nothing negative towards nobody. I don't want to say nothing or just perceive anything negative, do anything like that. You know, I want to just have the purest heart I can with just growing into this. And that's truly, you know, I don't know if that's the our goal or the final goal, but literally it says like, oh, no man anything but to love one another, for if he love one another has fulfilled the law. And it talks about through all the Bible that, you know, we have all these commandments, and literally they ask Jesus, you know, Christ, Yahshua, whatever you want to call him, Yahshua, who, what was the number one commandment, which is the one you should follow? And he said, and I'm paraphrasing, oh, that just scared the shit out of me. Hello, sis.
Hi, I'm so fucking tired. Oh my god, I'm so tired. I can't.
You comedy, dude.
Oh my god. Oh, this ain't right.
Hey, but literally, like I would think that love is truly oh, I don't think they might even have it right here if we go to just, I think it's in Matthew. And the second is like, love yourself as your name and everything. Then there's yourself. Hold on, let me see, because I actually want to kind of find that, because they asked him, I think it was the Pharisees, I believe, and they asked Jesus, like, what's the number one commandment you should keep? And he told them, like, love your neighbor, love your neighbor as you love yourself. Um, it might be. Yes, he said, just context clues, it says, this is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is, like, love your neighbor as love yourself. All the prophets and hang on these two commandments. So that's what he was telling them. Let's see if we can get some. Yeah, you can see where he basically, teacher, which commandment is the greatest in the law? And Jesus declared, love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. And then it says the second is love your neighbor as yourself. So literally, that sense of just having that pure heart, it comes from that, and I'm trying to understand that in a better way, because when you're watching these breakdowns and you seeing everything, it's like it's still that sense of hate, that people got, and that sense of anger towards people got towards, like, everybody, the Gentiles and all that, and just Caucasian brothers and all that. But I'm not trying to have that. I don't even want to fall into that sense of hate, and I sometimes fall into that. You feel me? And I want to pray on those things, and ask to be forgiven, and have those things taken away from me, because I want to have the pure heart, and that's kind of what the book, just the letters of Paul and Romans was talking about, like them, because they was actually teaching the Gentiles and all that, and that's basically what the whole book, or just what the letter was about, for real. And well, not just, it was just, like, I would say, like, half of it, or just they had just a lot of scriptures or precepts pertaining to them, teaching the Gentiles and all that, and how they didn't. It was kind of like thought in, like, just, I don't know, like, in a different way, and they was kind of like, the Romans. I mean, just the Gentiles, they deserve this, and or the Gentiles get taught this thing too, and they get salvation too. They're not excluded from all this too. Them as our brothers. You feel me? So the love your neighbor, like, once you truly can see that, you look past beyond the racism and the races and all that. You feel me? Even with the enemy, and going with the enemy, you love the enemy, you love everybody, like, and that's how it truly is. And I want to have that sense of pure heart, and just learning that love. So that's another thing, just coming into this, just to be, aware of just watching these breakdowns and seeing how people talk about other people, and just throughout the world and biblically and all that. It's not, they kind of missing that sense of loveness. Of course, everybody's gonna be judged, like, that's a no-brainer, but that don't mean, like, that's not our duty to be out here, not loving. You feel me? Being like, all right, you don't like this person, you don't like this person, oh, this person makes me sick and all this stuff. You feel me? I don't really think that's our purpose. You feel me? Our purpose is, that was never, and just learning and paraphrasing, that was never Jacob's purpose. It was always a loving side, you feel me? Never a hating side. And then you had them, dealing with the hate against us, but we never was against, we never was with that. So if we truly with that, then we don't need there's no sense of hating, you know. Let's just, it's a true pure-hearted thing that I'm trying to understand and learn about it. So that's one of those things to actually be on the lookout for. And then that could just, if you come in the sense with that mind, and you just start realizing how everybody doing it, you can just kind of just steer away from that, and keep just a pure heart while you learning these things and asking for a pure heart. Most of us don't have a pure heart, and just in the things that we do in our daily lives and the people that we're around in our daily lives, we don't have a pure heart towards them. So it starts with them, for real, the people around you. And then, you kind of just grow and learn, and how those things affect just the world, I guess. And I kind of want to probably end it off with that, with this, for real. And this is something that I kind of pray about, and if you can, ask, like, y'all should pray about this too. Just the whole context of it. Just, it's for us. Like, it's for us. It's for anybody who a believer. Like if you're a true believer, this is one of the precepts I would definitely say that you should just keep in prayer. Like one of my favorite presets, and I'm talking about the Lord about 24/7, and because it's something that I believe you need. You feel me? It's not something that you can just go in this truth and be without. So just for the context, it says it's Ezekiel chapter 36 verse 25. It's for I will take you from among the nations, and gather you out of all the countries, and I will bring you back into your own land. So that's literally for the people who's been scattered among all nations. That's skinfolk, literally right there. And but like I said, it still could pertain towards, you know, folk and all them if they speaking about this if they speaking this preset. But this right here, this is definitely for, Israel skin folk. Like it don't get no simpler than that. You feel me? For I will take you among the nations and gather you out of all countries to bring you back into your own land. That is talking about us. You feel me? So definitely, if skin folk, you definitely want to be on this. And I will also sprinkle and clean water on you, and you will be clean. And I will cleanse you from all your impurities and all your idols. I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit within you. I remove your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. So literally, like, and there you go, to just the short version of it. Then I will sprinkle and clean water upon you. Yea, shall be clean from all your filthiness and from your idols, and I will cleanse you. So that's literally something that I'm praying for, like 24/7, talking to the Lord about just giving me a new heart, renewing my mind, renewing my spirit, and that's something you want to go into with these days, because you can just, like I said, when you just looking at how you was going left, and you see like just how the world is going left, you don't want to go back to those things. You don't even want to step a foot, even get your foot wet in those things no more. So I'm like constantly asking, even when I got like just a single bad thought, and I take it, then I remember it for the whole day, and I'm like, my thoughts not clear. You feel me? Any impure thoughts that I had, you feel me? Even like I wake up to like the sins or that I did, like, or just the things that I did, the sins that I did, before I came into this truth. So when I was young, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, and I'll just be remembering so many things like, damn, I was really doing that. All right, I take it to prayer. You feel me? And I ask to be forgiven. And that's kind of how you break those strongholds too that you got on yourself. Like you got to go to the root of it. You feel me? Cut the root of it with the voice. You feel me? Cut the root of it with the prayer. And that's how you kind of start cleansing yourself away from those strong impurities that you got on your mind and your soul and your heart. And you feel me? And you want to ask to have them things renewed, have your mind renewed, have your spirit renewed, have your heart renewed, so you can walk with just a pure heart. Like I said, that's the kind of what I feel like is the end goal, to have just a pure heart and be able to teach these things and have be knowledgeable about these things and have a pure heart with these things, not have no hate, not have none of that, and be able to just recognize and have that, you know, recognize that love that God got through you. You feel me? That love that I'm speaking too fast, but recognize that love that God got for you, and have that love, trickle down through you and be able to spread to the people. You feel me? And through the ones you love. That's kind of how like I see it. And I don't know. A lot of people got how they things work and how they things should go down and how they perceive things, but that's how I truly perceive it. And I think that's what I believe is the right way. Like, if I do get, if I go somewhere else with it, you feel me? I'm pretty sure it'll happen in my path, and I get told from the Lord, and He'll definitely give me the signs and direct me to it. You feel me? But right now, I feel like once you recognize that love that He got for you, like I said, it might come off as fear. You feel me? But also behind that fear is love. Like it's true love. I believe that. And once you recognize that, and it's kind of like, I want that love too. That faithfulness that you had in me. I want to have that faithfulness so I can have in my friends, my family, and so I can just pass those things on, and be that light, So that's really um, probably what we're gonna be wrapping up today. Um, just about just going into this thing and the things that you kind of want to be doing, things you kind of want to have your mind on while you just going through these things. I guess you can Ecclesiastic for chapter 14, verse 20. Blessed is the man that doeth meditate good things in wisdom and reasons of holy things by his understanding. So, like I said, you want to meditate on these things. Do these things with just high reasons and have these understandings with high reasons. And I don't know if that's a high reason to have these understandings, um, or just by my understandings or these holy understandings. But I really think that you're supposed to just be able to have this knowledge, this truth, this wisdom. But it don't mean nothing if you don't got a pure heart at the end of the day. And if you can't love truly, what it truly means to love at the end of the day, and have that basically just that pure heart. I'm gonna keep saying it is just a true, just pure heart. And the heart is the mind, because that's where the intentions and all that build from. So if your heart ain't right, your mind can't be right. Then if your heart and mind ain't right, how can your spirit be right? So it's like it's all like a flow and order. So, and you want to ask to have those things renewed, be cleansed from those things, be taken away from those things that you didn't just like implied on yourself just throughout just living. You didn't put so many sins. We didn't put so many sins. I didn't put so many sins on just this my temple and all that. So I want to be cleansed away from all those things. And like you can even like it's to the point like I'm talking about with small things like hearing old ass songs that get played in my head and I'll be like, yo, no, like cast out. Like not there, I'd be like, no, cast out, no, get out. Like literally, that's how you gotta be with your thoughts. Like literally, you can't play no game with it. Like you don't even want to sit and marinate on those thoughts no more. Like those wicked thoughts, those bad thoughts, anything that come on, just be like, nah, get out. Like I be even imagine just me with a sword. Like I used to do it with Goku. Then I like Goku come in my damn head, come with a Kamehameha and blast my damn thought. Like that's how I be thinking about it. Like you gotta just fight those things. You can't just be sitting there marinating on those bad thoughts and having those things just come into you, because you just focusing on those things. You just clouding yourself up, and you're not allowing those good thoughts to process through. You're gonna keep your mind on those things, like I said, and that's really what your heart on. You feel me? You can't let your heart fail on you. You feel me? Especially in the times that we're going into. Like the heart is the mind. If it's a preset that go for that, I wish I knew, but I just heard it a lot, and just learning that the heart is the mind, and I didn't know that. So that's something that I had to come into conclusion with, and that I started learning about. But that's gonna be it for the video. I'm pretty sure that I went through literally everything. Um, Romans 10, and I guess this is another one that, like I said, that I was truly, I don't know how many people do this, but it's referenced a ton in the New Testament, like a ton. And it says that it's verse Romans chapter 10 verse 9, that if thou should confess with thy mouth Lord Jesus, Yeshua, or Yeshua, or whatever you want to say, whatever fits you, and shalt believe in thine heart that God hath raised him from the dead, thou should be saved. So literally, if you believe that Jesus came up, he died for your sins, he is your savior, that he and was resurrected on the third day, you should be saved. And you got to truly believe that. And I ask for any doubt in my mind, because I know with just I'm not being brought here and on this path for no reason. So even when I'm battling those thoughts and I'm thinking about those things, I pray about those things, and I'll be like, any doubt in my mind that's trying to hinder me, anything that's trying to hinder me, I ask to be taken away. You feel me? Because that's the problem that was with our people. You feel me? I actually, if I want to, let me see if I can grab that. Cause I was just reading. Like I'm just reading Romans. Like I said, and it was just a ton, like truly a ton. And it was saying that basically, like if you read from just Romans 9 and then it's like chapter 10, all right, you got Israel needs the gospel. And it's basically just explaining, like that's where I got the preset from. Um, right there, you know, chapter 10, verse 9, and on down. And then you got from all the way to 21, and then you got chapter 11, Israel rejections not total, and just explaining like how Israel was just not being like not having a faith, but the Gentiles, you know, they was having the faith and they was teaching towards them. And that was basically like what was going on with Paul and everybody, I believe, and what I was reading, and that's what I got from it. And there was more that I got from it, of course. But even if I could just say that, like it says right here, I think if we just what is this? Romans 9 verse, I'm gonna start at verse 24 or just verse 23. And it says, and that he might make known that the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy which he had prepared beforehand of the glory, even us whom he called not of the Jews only, but also the Gentiles. And as he says also Jose, I hope that's Jose, I'm pretty sure that's how you say his name. I will call them my people who were not my people, and her beloved who was not my beloved. And it shall come to pass in the place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there they shall be called the sons of the living God. And Isaiah cries out concerning through the number of children of Israel be at the sin of sea, the remnant will be saved, for he will finish the work and cut it short in the righteousness, because the Lord will make short of his work upon earth. And basically saying, and Isaiah said before, unless the Lord of the Sabbath had left us a seed, we'd have become like Sodom and we had been made like Gomorrah. And I was like, whoa, like that's truly wow. Like, and it's just other presets pertaining in here that just talking about basically how the Gentiles basically accepted just, you know, being taught and having these things, but it was like the Israel couldn't get it together. And I believe that's what Isaiah was talking about. And I was kind of just like, Israel just had a problem with just having faith, you know, believing. So you want to, that's why I said this is our history and we learning about those things. Those are things that we want to like, it's like the strongholds that we kind of want to just go against, you know. If we got a problem with faith and believing in the Lord, you know, them is the things we need to be praying about, and you know, the things that we need to just be focused about for real. So, and that just come with just praying more, you know, talking to him, you know, and gaining more knowledge even with that. um Even in here it says chapter Romans chapter 2, you got God's righteous judgment, um talking about the Gentiles. um you got more, and just saying the Jews guilty as the Gentiles. So literally saying we all just one. Right here it says boasting excluded. So I'm pretty sure this is Romans chapter 3 verse 27, and it says, where is boasting then? It is excluded by what law of works? No, but by the law of faith. Therefore we conclude that a man is justified by faith apart from the deeds of the law. Or is he the God of the Jews only? Is he not also God of the Gentiles? Yes, of the Gentiles also. Since there is one God who will justify the circumcised by faith and the uncircumcised by faith, do we then make void of the law through faith? Certainly not. Only on the contrary, we establish the law. So literally, we're not the only ones, you know. the Gentiles also, this is their God too. This is not like you only have this God and that's only the way you can think about it, and the Gentiles can't be saved and all that. You feel me? Nah, like it says it right here, and that's why I believe we're not supposed to be sitting here having this like a full of hate towards them. It's got to be that sense of just having a pure heart, and it says we have all sinned, and you got even just chapter 3 verse 9, for we have all previously charged both the Jews and the Greeks that we are all under sin. And then it just goes, if you read that, it goes literally up under just saying like how we all, the Gentiles and everybody, the Jews, literally we all under this. So I don't think it's no like difference in like there's no division. You feel me? Of course, the wicked Esau, all this, they trying to cause that division, but you gotta still remain with a pure heart when you come into this, and keeping a pure heart, I believe, and let that judgment and all that be up to the Most High. You feel me? Not you. You feel me? You continue to, like as we was told, to have love thy neighbor as yourself. You feel me? Them is still our brothers. You feel me? Sisters and all that. You feel me? It's not no hate towards none of them. And that's what I truly believe. Even you supposed to love the enemy. So if we supposed to love the enemy and do all this, you feel me? It's like even that you got, it says, and that guy coming out saying that he, even though Esau I hated, he said that. You feel me? We didn't say that. He didn't say for us to say that. You feel me? We don't got it. It's not in our position to hate. You feel me? That's not us. It said, even what I was just saying, it said we supposed to be the light for them and be leading them. So it's just like you're not supposed to, like, the way I'm just coming to thinking about it, bro. It's a pure heart thing. And like I said, if you're not the only one, everybody should be doing this. Confessing your sins, acknowledging your sins, acknowledging that Jesus died, you feel me, for your sins, and that God raised him from the dead, you feel me, and you'll be saved. And I see that a lot through these scriptures. So I believe it's very important. So it's something that you should be praying about. It's something that you should be meditating about, thinking about, you feel me, clearing that hatred from your mind, your heart, you feel me, and all that. Because I don't believe that's the true way. That's not, you feel me, how Jacob Israel was perceived, and how we were brought up, you feel me. We didn't have that hate on us, you feel me. They had that hate. We was the love inside, And like I said, if you even read the book of Romans or the letters of Romans, it was just saying that we were supposed to be the light. So, and even if y'all want to go, if somebody want to go against that, you feel me, and think that is, something else and all that, definitely leave it in the comment section below. Like, I definitely want to know what y'all got to say about this stuff and how y'all feel. Like I said, this is a journey that I'm on and that I'm taking y'all on. And I feel like whatever I'm going through, I'm going to try to relate or just tell y'all as, keep y'all update. But like I said, with me just going through these things and going through my own battles and stuff, like I kind of want to I don't want to just sit out here and tell y'all a whole bunch of things and then like still be going through things and not having my battles fully set out, you feel me, and not being able to, be able to defeat my enemies and still going through things. Nah, I kind of, I might not have a video out every week. I might not do a daily preset, I might not do those things. And, that's just me, taking time, focusing on myself, getting my spirit right, getting my mind right, getting my heart right. I might not talk to everybody every day. I might be doing stuff, I might be taking in just a full day of knowledge, and that's what it is. I'm not really trying to talk, I'm trying to get things right. I'm trying to get things in order. I'm going through things. So it's like, hold up, you sometimes you got to put things on a hold, and that's what it's going to be. And still just like find that sense of comfort with the Lord. You feel me? Find that sense of comfort with yourself. Start building it with these presets. Start building it with these words of the Lord. Because like I said, they going to truly, hey, it gives me comfort. It gives me faith. You feel me? And like I said, if I'm telling y'all this and it can relate to y'all, I hope it can, because I'm taking y'all on this journey. Whoever on the wave, I know y'all going to listen. Y'all going to follow. And, I'm not trying to lead nobody in the wrong direction. I'm just telling y'all what I'm going through, and being humble as possible about it. You know, it ain't a sense of boast, none of that. You feel me? I'm not trying to boast about none of this stuff. You know, I'm trying to help. That's literally all I'm trying to do. They be trying to say, I was just telling them, just having a talk, like, you know, the boys be trying to say I'm a preacher and be teaching and all that, but just on the level of understanding, like, I think that's if you taking it to just that, like, that height. But this is real life me probably sitting next to you trying to help you, and you telling me like what's going on and all this stuff. Like, or you not even telling me nothing, but this is me trying to just give you some real stuff, some real knowledge, some real things that can help you out. Like, I wouldn't be saying this for no reason. Like, I wouldn't be saying this just to like boast around or do anything to brag or do none of that. No, like, I'm doing this just to literally help out. If it's teaching, it could be seen as teaching. I guess, you know what I mean? But it's literally me. I see it as help, like, truly help. And if you can label it as what you want to label it as, you can label it as preaching, you can label it as what you want, you know. But I call it help. You know, it's help, and truly, I'm trying to help. So, all praise to the Most High. I appreciate y'all checking out this video. Y'all stay diligent out here. Y'all stay strong. Continue if y'all trying to do. I know I'm trying to start fasting for just a regular basis now, 2 to 3 days. Um, I'm trying to. Hey, that's literally every week. I've been trying to do it for the last 3 weeks. Um, I did. I'm just not even trying. I have been doing it for the last 3 weeks. So, like I said, every Saturday, I at least make sure no food, no water. You feel me? Just clearing out your mind, clearing out your system. Like I said, that prayer and fasting works, you know, and cleaning out those uncleanful spirits, all that. You feel me? Getting rid of those, rebuking those, all that, while you don't got nothing going on with your system. You know, that's the best time to do those things, to clear out your spirit, clear out your mind, clear out your heart, all that. Just fast, you know. You could do it for 12 hours, 24 hours, you know, anything. If you want to even just cut it back on, just like, all right, you might need something to drink. You feel me? Even that, you still want to just, all right, I probably understand. You feel me? I don't really know. But if it come down, you trying to just cut down on meat and not really trying to intake anything heavy, try to do those things, you know, because even it's with the food and all that. So just do whatever it can, whatever you can do suitable. Like, I don't believe there's a full correct way with this. You feel me? I believe like whatever's on your path, and then, you know, your path will just progress. You know, it's supposed to be progression. It's not supposed to be, you know, transgression at least, and it's not supposed to be no setbacks. So you're supposed to be progression. And, you know, you might get stuck. You feel me? A little bit, or you might just be like do. You feel me? And not be able to just fully go for it. But then, you know, you get past those. You keep your faith. You hold your faith. Keep it in good conscience. You feel me? Holding on to your faith, and then, you know, you keep progressing. So that's all I got to say for y'all. I appreciate y'all checking out the video. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves, fam. Deuces. And all praise to the Most High.